Welcome guys to another interesting, mind-blowing episode of The Crunch with Ayo. It is your favorite show. You guys know now, you know how we roll. We always give you double the excitement, double the fun, and of course, double the laughs. And of course, I remain your favorite screen diva, ever dazzling, ever glowing, ever smiling, Ayo Bide.
And I remain that beautiful, intelligent, sassy, Nenye.
So what should you be looking forward to on the show today? Well, first up is the social media banter, where we give you all the juicy stories making their rounds on social media.
Next up, sorry guys, it won't be 3 o'clock because we're having an exciting guest today. Watch out for that guest.
You're saying sorry as if it's a bad thing.
I love ranting.
Okay, and then the final segment is Let's Play, and of course our guest will play in the game today. Hopefully our guest does well on the show. So yes, first up on the social media banter, African legend and singer Angelique Kidjo outwins Burna Boy by winning the Grammy Awards for Best World Music Album. Yes, guys, so the Grammy Awards 2020 took place on Sunday, the 26th of January 2020 at the Staples Center. And of course, for the category of Best World Album, there were different nominees, including Angelique Kidjo and the self-acclaimed African giant Burna Boy. And well, as much as everybody, especially almost every Nigerian, was rooting for Burna Boy, I was rooting for him. Angelique Kidjo outwon him, but she did something great. She actually dedicated the award to him, which is very sweet. And she acknowledged the fact that he is one of the young talents in Africa, in Nigeria, who has kind of like changed the perception and the way people view the continent.
Yes.
And I mean, I just feel like that was a win for him.
That's the only part I really enjoyed, the fact that she also acknowledged him, and she was like, this is talent. Like, you can't just see talent and not acknowledge it. I was like really happy about what she did, and that was really nice. Like, he didn't really win an award, but he won something else.
And I think that's his mentor too. So
yes,
I feel that was a win for him, if you ask me. Yeah.
Okay, next up, guys, Simi Esiru confirms split with Dr. Sid. Yeah, she took to her Instagram page to announce that they've been separated for a while, and that she also announced that not only that they were separated for a while, she also spoke on the domestic abuse and so on. So we're still waiting for Dr. Sid's reply on that.
I think I read that particular post, and she said that people have been accusing her of abusing him,
yes, and stopping
physical violence, domestic violence,
yes, seeing her kids, and so
and
on.
I'm wondering, and then she made a statement by saying, how can someone of her size be domestic violating someone who is like 5 times her size? But anyway, as things unfold, we'll see how the whole thing.
We'll know the whole facts.
And finally, on the social media banter, this is a very sad one right here. Basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna Bryant have lost their lives in a helicopter crash. Now, the news about their death went viral on Sunday, January 26, 2020, as according to reports, the helicopter they were in was actually privately owned by the legend himself, and well, there were 9 people on board, and none of them survived. It is very sad. You know, there are some things that just hit you differently. It's not like we know him personally, but there's some people that it just seems like they're untouchable.
Yeah.
And then when they finally go, you're like, what? It hits differently. And with his daughter.
And the painful part is the wife just gave birth. Like, they have a 7-month-old child. Like, the wife just gave birth. So, like, how is she going to go through the stress of just giving birth? The idea of my husband and my daughter just died. And
one other thing that I was actually going through my mind is one can only imagine what was going through his mind while the helicopter was about to crash.
Yes, because
all that will be in his mind is, I need to save my daughter. May their gentle souls rest in perfect peace.
Our heart goes to them.
Yes.
So guys, that is all on social media banter. Next up, our guest will be coming in soon, and you'll see him now. Our wonderful guest, entertainer, too bad. Yes, stay tuned, guys. We'll see you guys after the break.
Yes, guys, welcome back. Now, remember that before we went on that short break, we told you we had a guest on the show today. He's a filmmaker, he's a producer, and also the founder of Fimo. Yes, guys, so join me as we welcome James Omokwe into the studio. Woo! How are you doing today?
Very fine, thank you.
You look fresh in this economy.
Very fresh.
If I had a dime for everybody who said I look fresh, I'll be a millionaire by now. Which fresh? Look at
This
this.
economy is not favoring us.
Look at
It
these.
feels like it's favoring you a lot.
Nah, I'm just. I think maybe because I'm an indoor person. I don't
Oh,
go
okay.
out so
So
much,
yeah, you basically mind your business a lot.
That's it.
That means you're part of my class because I take a class, a blue water class, where I give people blue table water and then they mind their
They just mind
business.
their business.
Yes.
I like it. Yeah.
It's so good to have you on the show
Thank you very
today.
much. Thank you.
Okay, first question. Like being a filmmaker and an actor, which do you think is easier?
Being an actor.
It's easier.
Yeah, because being an actor is no disrespect to the because if I should be an actor now, they will come at me on Twitter, be whatever. The thing about being an actor is equally as difficult because you're having to portray somebody else, and then there are a lot of emotions that you have to find from somewhere, and so on and so forth. But doing the job that I do, not just as because when you say filmmaking is very broad. I'm more of a producer. In fact, usually I executive produce most of the stuff that I've done, which involves a lot of creative and administrative work. So you're working with 100 people plus. Sometimes on my first telenovela, we worked with about 700 people. So you're managing 700 people's emotional whatever. And it was for 1 year, and it's hectic. So it's like putting things together, making things work on a daily basis is like one of the hardest jobs. So, I mean, you're an actor, you come on set today, you get into your character, you do your lines, and then you go to sleep. Like, I'm not disrespecting that, I'm just saying,
They will soon come for you.
But doing what we do, you're thinking about the next 3 months, 4 months, and then you have permutations. How if I don't shoot X amount of scenes, this is what is going to happen. Money is going to finish here. How do you manage that? It's crazy.
But have you ever like been on set and then someone is acting something, be like, you can do better than this person. This person is not hitting it right the way you want.
I mean,
the
all
person
the time. There are times when we don't like film stuff, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, wow, I shoot this thing. It's not what I want. You get? It's. I mean, it happens. Sometimes it's not like I'm not a perfectionist, but I mean, there's sometimes I have this rule that look, if it's not 70%, then let's redo it. If you hit 70%, then
I can work with you. 70 is okay.
I mean, it's not. It's because doing film and TV is different. Like with TV, you don't have the luxury of time. I always tell people that once you start doing TV and then you work for a company like I work, like I mean, not my company, but you deliver to a company like I deliver to the kind of company I deliver. Once they start showing your stuff on TV, it's like a moving train that you can't jump off of. So you can't say that, oh, let me take my time to shoot this scene. You're not getting the emotion. Let's do it for 3 days. You don't have time. 3 days is morning. So there's no time to do that. So once it's 70%, if I'm okay with it, then that's fine.
Okay. Let's talk about Ajoche. Yes, so you executive produced that series. It's because it's a series, right? Yes, you executive.
Or telenovela.
Telenovela. Okay, you executive produced it, and I did my research on the series, and then I realized that it's from the Idoma tribe and everything. So why that tribe particularly? I mean, and then apart from that. The filming of the entire series, one would think that it's you people went all the way to Idoma to film it. It was just behind Amen Estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
So first of all, why Idoma? I don't know if I'm allowed to mention other channels, but anyway, just let me kind of detail. So we did it for Africa Magic, and so they commissioned me to do the show. So basically, that's why I'm the executive producer. And I think one of the conversations that we had, like when we were in the writer's room, we knew that it was going to be an epic whatever, but we didn't know which culture it was going to be. And I think most of the things that Nollywood people have done is it's always Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo.
Yes.
And we have hundreds of different tribes out there that nobody knows about. I'm also very interested in pushing out our history, to people, because if you ask anybody, they'll tell you Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. If you call some tribes, the people will be scratching their head. Fortunately, I had a friend who is also my partner. His mother-in-law is Idoma. So when I was looking for the closest place to go and do research that is away from Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and then his mother-in-law came to mind, and we're like, oh, you know what? Let's make it an Idoma story. So we're in the room when I was like, because the name of the show was actually going to be called The Kingdom. So we're like, oh, what does the kingdom mean in Idoma? And it was Ajoche. So that was how the name came about. In terms of building, so when we had written the story and everything, I was sitting with the team, and we're like, oh, so how do we film this? What do we do? Obviously, I wasn't even going to go outside of Lagos. That was a fact. But we wanted to see if we could get village huts somewhere in Ekpe. I had shot something previously, but the stress of, first of all, finding the kind of huts you want to find, which actually doesn't exist here. This is Yoruba land in Lagos. And then even working with the Omoniles and co. In fact, the first day, side note, I don't know how, I'm sorry if I'm running too much, just cut the interview. Side note, so the thing we shot that time, we went and paid the Oba of the land. So they told us, oh, we can use the place to shoot. So it was a beach. So there was this, so see this beach, there was a couple of trees across. And I just said, oh, you know what, I was telling the team, let's go and take shade there. So we just walked to that place, a bunch of guys just came out and we're like, oh no, we've seen the Oba. They say, no, this is the boundary. So those kind of, and then I have to say to them. So those kind of things, I wasn't ready for that kind of thing, especially when you're filming for an entire year. So we went to Amen Estate to go and look for accommodation for the crew, because usually we house all our crew and 89 people. I feel like you can't be coming from your house in 1 year just to do this kind of hectic job. Doesn't make any sense. So we're talking to the lady and she was like, oh, what do you guys want to do? And I was like, yeah, we want to shoot an epic thing. And she was like, oh, I have land behind here. So we went and I saw the land and I was like, you know what, why don't we just build it? So that was how we built the village.
Well, okay. As a producer, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
Man, I wouldn't say funding. I'm not going to say that because, to be honest, like, these shows that we make are very expensive. But I don't think, the truth is I don't really see anything as a challenge. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, if there is a challenge, then it's a challenge to us to fix it. That's how we put it. So for instance, when we're doing Ajoche, we had never, like, and this is not me blowing my trumpet. The only time anybody had done a production on that scale, especially with building villages and co, was Things Fall Apart. So, and this is how many years ago now, doing something like that now. So the challenge was, can you do it? Like, do you even have the guts to do it? And at the expense of another network's money? Like, do you understand? If you fail at it, then that's a lot of money that has gone down the drain. And I took it up as a challenge and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll do it. Managing 700 people, I don't call it a challenge, because how many people have actually managed, that number of actors and crew members and co, but, we did it. So, if there was anything that actually challenged us, it was while we're filming The Rains, but we moved past it. So in the space that I'm in, I don't think I can say that, oh, I have a challenge in quotes. Every time it comes, we always, fix it or, fight it. So, yeah, I can't say that there's a challenge. If you ask me if there's a challenge in the film industry, which is Nollywood, that people that make films in here, that's another story for another day.
Okay, as a producer, do you think there's a particular script someone gives to you and you feel like, no, I can't produce something like this based on your morals, not like the script is bad?
Oh, based on my morals?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. There's some things I can't produce. I can't say it on TV before I'll get cancel culture. But there are some certain things, agency is cancelled. There's certain things that I wouldn't do. I can. Let me not say I wouldn't do it. It depends on if it is moving the story forward. Do you understand? If it's not moving, if there's certain things, unless it's like I said, unless it's moving, there's a reason why it's in the story. Do you get? Like, for instance, let me just give you the mundanest story, if there's any word like that. It's like devil worship. Like, if somebody gives me a script that exalts the devil, I'm not going to, they won't come and chase me in my house in the night. However, if in the story, it is important, it is a huge part of the story, maybe the character of the story had to go through this to do that, of course, why not?
Okay.
I don't know, am I being political?
No. Okay, then, how do you actually manage or balance your professional life, your filmmaking life, your life as a filmmaker with family, because your wife is also a filmmaker, and then I went through your Instagram page and I like saw the kind of relationship you have with your son.
Yeah.
In fact, like you have a series for him alone. So
Even
how
work
do
in
you-
the FBI, I didn't know all these things. Oh, God.
So like, how do you balance career, marriage, and being a father?
So, to be honest, man, it's like one of the hardest things because when I was in Ajocha, I was hardly at home. I only used to like go home during the weekends because nobody wants to be driving from Ekpe to where I live every day. I can't do it. But most times, I think men have to do what they have to do, which is go out and work. I can't be in the house 24 hours, 7 days a week because I have to spend quality time with my family. I try as much as possible to spend the little time that I have with my son, even if it's 3 hours, 4 hours, the little things count. So we go out or sit upstairs, watch a movie. I'm sitting down with him. Sometimes he creeps up and sleeps with me, in my room. Stays in between me and my wife. Those little moments count. But doing the work that we do, sometimes we're away for weeks or maybe like a whole week. I try to make sure that my weekends, I try. I try. That my weekends, I don't really do, much work. But unfortunately, because of the kind of things that I do, I'm not only just a TV producer, I also have a company on the side that I do other stuff. So most times I have Sunday update meetings. But the truth is, those little moments, the 2 hours, the 3 hours, I try to spend, with my son, or try to spend with my family, and that's actually, what counts. I'm on the phone with them every day. I talk to my son every day. I'm like, look, Daddy has to go to work. I hope you understand. He tells me about how he did karate lessons in school or something else. We always try to find time. But most times I try not to feel guilty that I'm not always around, and I try to make him understand that, look, Daddy has to do this, and he has to do that, and yeah, that's it. But I don't think there's anybody that can ever tell you that, oh, this is how I balance it. I go to work 3 times a week.
Okay,
Yeah.
finally, could you tell us about your upcoming projects?
I can't talk. I signed non-disclosure. However,
Okay.
the only thing I can say is if you enjoyed that Joche, then you will probably enjoy the next thing that's coming up.
Definitely.
that's
So
the
like
Keeping
I
our
enjoyed,
fingers
like I'm still enjoying it.
yeah. Yeah, that's the best I can say. In a couple of months, you will see.
So we should keep our fingers crossed.
Now wait.
Scroll it. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure, but we're not done with you. Yes, we have a final.
Help me! They want me to play a game. Yeah. I'm
Okay,
good.
yeah. So don't worry. Like I said,
Don't worry.
we said it earlier. It depends on you.
I will answer the question. Forget it.
Prove they're wrong. Well win.
Always.
Okay, we'll be right back. Let's go on this short break. Which of the months has 28 days? Is that your final answer?
Yep.
Give him a shot, please.
What? Which of the months has 28 days?
Yeah, all the months have 28 days.
Oh, come on. This is a lot. So it's a trick question. Oh my gosh. Okay.
What is the full meaning of RSVP?
Something s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. I don't know. Why are you bringing that thing here? Wait, it's too much now.
Okay, don't answer with yes or no. What is that one thing you would do if you found out you were the last person on earth?
Hold on. You said I shouldn't answer with yes or no.
Yes. What's that one thing you would do if you found out you were the last person on earth?
I hate your questions. You said don't answer with yes or no. I'm not sure.
You're not sure what you would do? Okay. Never ever have I lied to my spouse to get out of trouble.
You won't know this one. Even if I say, how would you know? Of course, I'm lying. So that's
Have you ever gotten into a physical fight?
I doubt it.
Okay, say chicken licking kitchen 5 times really fast. Chicken licking kitchen.
Chicken licking kitchen.
Yes.
Chicken licking kitchen.
Really fast.
Chicken licking kitchen. Chicken licking kitchen. Chicken licking kitchen. Chicken licking kitchen. No! The last one, man. You just Google my, just give me the bottle. Let me just drink it.
Okay, like I was literally rolling on the floor where I was.
Wicked souls.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, you answer the question. It's not hard.
Like I said, it's up to you.
I'll catch you tomorrow. Don't worry.
Hope you're good. Hope you can drive.
Of course I can.
Hard guy.
I have a very high tolerance for alcohol.
Hard
You
guy.
have told me now. We'll be giving you bottle by bottle. Not short, just
Because if I
bottle.
drive on the road now, they stop me. They'll not ask me to stand and do like this. Then that's what the problem is. Yeah, but I'm good.
Oh my god, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, it's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Okay, guys, I remain that beautiful, intelligent, sassy, hotel the last adopted daughter. Yeah?
Me, I've still been waiting for the papers.
Please stop
We've
waiting.
not found the adoption papers yet.
In case they adopt you for real, please.
Yeah, the paper is at home. I'll get it
Oh
next
yeah,
time.
yeah. We need to,
Oh my god, see, they've cracked me up so much. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I mean, it's always an absolute pleasure knowing that you are there for us and that we are here for you. It remains your favorite show, your favorite on-screen show, The Crush with Ayo. And of course, I remain your favorite screen diva, Ayomide. Now, do not forget to hit that subscribe button on your screen and turn on your post notification. See that bell that is shaking there. Press it, yes. And then you can also feel free to follow us on Facebook at Fresh TV, follow us on Instagram at Fresh_media, and also visit us on our website at www.fresh.ng. And it's bye. Peace.